Hey, what is up everybody? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Frassix and I cannot believe that I'm saying this, but it is nearly the end of 2024 and I feel like this year has been such an amazing year for me personally. I've done so many things, I've gone to so many places, and 2024 has probably been the most successful year of Frassix so far, and you guys have played a huge part in that, and I cannot thank you guys enough for the support on my content. So in this video, I decided to take a trip down memory lane just to go over and reminisce on some of the things that has happened within the past 12 months. And I'm pretty sure if you guys want to jump to certain parts of the video, there are timestamps here as well as in the comments and description down below. But other than that, let's go over the year of 2024 for Frassix. Okay, I guess I can start with, if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, I posted this post on January 1st and it was basically a 2024 resolutions and bucket list goals. It was pretty fun to make because it was like, oh, I was just hoping for so many things to happen within my career and just for the channel overall. And now that it is the end of the year, I just want to see what kind of things stuck, if they were true, if they were not true. So let's go over it. So for the first slide, it just breaks down like all the numbers of countries and locations that I want to go to. So for the number of countries that I want to go to, I said at least 10. I will go over a lot of this later, but yes, I did do more than 10 countries. For the number of total locations, I said at least 20. For my total number of US Air Force flight attendant missions, I said at least 10 missions that I want to go on this year. And the total continents goal is 6 out of 7 continents, which if you don't know, here in the United States, we are taught that there are 7 continents in the entire world. Going on to the next slide, it says the total country bucket list, and it's just basically all the places that I wanted to go to that I have not gone to yet. And in no particular order, I wanted to go to Italy, which I have not done this year, Peru, which I have not done this year, India, which I did go to this year, Mexico, I didn't go to this year, unfortunately, Norway, I did not go to, Cambodia, no, and then Egypt, no. And then the same thing for cities. I wanted to go to London, which I did go to this year, which I have not shown you guys yet on this channel, so stay tuned for that in 2025. Sydney, I didn't go to that. Beijing, I didn't go to that. Kyoto, unfortunately not. Melbourne, no. But Manila in the Philippines, I did go to this year, and I made a video on it. If you guys haven't seen that video or any of my other videos that I'm going to be referencing in this video, I'll leave all those links in the description below. And I wanted to go to more locations in Europe, which again, I have not shown you guys, but yes, I've gone to a lot more places in Europe this year, especially within the past few months. Okay, the next slide is the locations I want to return to, and there were 2 locations in specifically that I want to go to more often, which is Tokyo / Japan. I also wanted to go to Singapore, and then I also wanted to spend more than 1 day in Alaska, Hawaii, and Brisbane, which I did not go to Brisbane this year, but I did go back to Alaska and Hawaii, and I did stay a little bit more than a day in each place, so technically that is kind of true. Okay, next slide is things that I'm looking forward to in 2024 in no particular order. Again, going on more flight attendant adventures, my Niall Horan concert, which I did go to, and I made a vlog about my experience, creating and posting more content on YouTube and my other socials, and I feel like I did that a lot of times throughout this year. Then I said I don't really have much else planned for the year, so I guess we'll see what happens. Okay, the next slide is my bucket list goals for 2024 in no particular order. Once again, capital Africa for the first time, which I did go to the continent of Africa for the very first time, and I'm super happy that I can say that. Traveled to 5 new locations I haven't been to before. I attended at least 3 concerts. I only attended 2 concerts this year, unfortunately, but I did get to see at least Niall and Sabrina in concert, so I'm pretty happy about that. Autumn in the Northeast United States. Yes, I did get to do that, which the video for that probably won't be released until next year. Get over 2,000 followers on Instagram, as well as have over 7,500 subscribers on YouTube. Have 2 videos with over 10,000 views. Okay, next slide is the music announcements that I was looking forward to / hoping for this year. It's funny because I was clowning pretty hard with this one, apparently, with Reputation and debut Taylor's version. I expected both of those to be released this year. Obviously that didn't happen, but what was more clownery was the next bullet, which was TS11, and then in parentheses I said doubtful, and I mean, I guess I was clowning with that. Then I also said new albums from Katie, Selena, Dua, Ariana, Camila, and Sabrina. Which for everyone on this list, each person released a new album except for Selena. And then the next slide is game announcements that I'm looking forward to / hoping for. And I feel like none of this really came true. I expected more Grand Theft Auto 6 news / gameplay. We haven't heard anything about it at the time that I'm recording this since last year in 2023. I wanted to learn more about Naughty Dog's new project. Guerrilla Games, nothing from them really. We've gotten a lot of remasters and whatnot for the PS5. Insomniac, Santa Monica Studios, nothing. But we did get Ghost of Tsushima 2. Technically, it's Ghost of Yotei. And then the last slide says, I hope that 2024 can build on all of the ideas and branding and connections I made last year. Want to improve on my social life, my flight attendant life, my relationships with people already in my life, meeting new people, and of course, my own peace and happiness. I cannot wait to see what this year has in store, and I hope you'll be with me through it all. Let's keep the party going, Frassix. So overall, my predictions that I made on January 1st have more or less been pretty accurate. And now I'm gonna be going over my year in review, which I'm gonna be posting this on Instagram probably the day after I record this video, so go check that out if you guys haven't already. But again, it will probably go over a good amount of things that I wanted at the very beginning of the year, but it will be with more, I guess, accurate numbers / things that actually went down. So okay, so for the first slide, flight attendant status, the total countries that I have traveled to overall is 18. And then next is the country that I most visited this year, which it was a tie crazily between 4 countries: India, Germany, England, and Angola, which again, you guys haven't really seen much of, or any of Germany or England, which those videos will be uploaded early next year, so stay tuned for that. Countries I've previously been to before, I mentioned Japan earlier, I went to Okinawa, Panama, and Colombia, which again, you guys haven't seen those videos, but it'll be next year. In the total number of continents in 2024, I visited 5 out of 7, which I feel like is pretty good. The only country that I didn't go to this year, besides Antarctica obviously, was Australia and Oceania, and just that overall area, which hopefully I get to go back there next year. Okay, now my YouTube stats. My top viewed uploads of 2024 views as of December 1st, rounded to the nearest hundreds. So my #1 video I uploaded this year, which I'm very surprised about, was Dua Lipa's Grammy performance, which was over 40,800 views. My second most popular video this year was my Manila vlog in the Philippines with 30,000 views. My third popular video is my Guam video with 16,000 views. My fourth is Sabrina Carpenter's Taste music video with 13,300 views. And then my #5 most viewed video this year on YouTube is Katie's Vanguard performance / award for the Video Music Awards with 12,300 views. Overall, I feel like this year, again, I mentioned it before, but it's been such a successful year for the channel, and I can only imagine and hope that I get the same amount of success, if not more, next year. Okay, let's move on to my Instagram stats. So again, if you don't follow me on Instagram, you guys better do that. My top posts and reels of 2024, again, numbers as of December 1st. And you guys see right there, my top 3 posts, which basically my first one is my re-enlistment post that I did. My second one is me celebrating the first day of fall. And my third one was just a picture of me in an elevator, which I didn't expect it to do that many numbers, but I'm pretty proud about that. And then my reels down below have done really well as well. My #1 is just a collage of me showing off different meals that I've cooked on the plane. My second most popular is the first part of my Stockholm series. And then the third most popular reel for this year on Instagram is me cooking on the plane for the first time. Okay, so my next slide is my favorite country that I visited this year, but is only out of the countries that I've shown you guys so far. Again, I've been to a lot of new places, but I have not shown you guys them, so I didn't want to include them. But my favorite country that I visited this year is Nepal, and I said that this country is one that I have always wanted to visit, but I never expected to get the opportunity to actually travel to get the chance to not only be in the place that I've only seen in video games, but to also see the vivid colors and intricate architecture with the backdrop of the mighty Himalayas is definitely a moment that I will never forget. And that is all true. I feel like there was such a wonder and such a magical moment whenever I went to Nepal, and just being there felt so surreal. And if you guys haven't seen my videos on that, the link for that will be in the description below. My next slide slide is some of my 24-year highlights that doesn't necessarily have to do with flight attendant stuff. Some of it does, but anyways, here we go. And in no particular order, I got to spend a bit more time with my family this year when they came to visit me here in St. Louis. My birthday weekend, I got to spend with some amazing people, my family included. Again, got to see Sabrina in concert. I got to do a solo road trip in September, which you guys will see the vlog on that next year, but that was super fun to do, and I drove a lot. I got to see Niall in concert. I've also previously mentioned this, but I also re-enlisted this year, so I did another 4 more years in the Air Force. Woo! Also earlier this year, I became a qualified flight attendant, so I officially was out of training status, and I think that was during my India/Nepal trip. I got 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, which I never thought that would ever happen. And you know, hopefully once I start to upload videos again for my flight attendant stuff, that will increase, you know, a lot more, because I feel like a good amount of the subscribers that I've gotten has been through my flight attendant stuff. So if you guys are one of those people, hi. And then finally, I alluded to this a little bit before, but my New England fall foliage road trip. Okay, next slide is my top albums and songs of 2024. So I guess I'll go backwards. So my number 5 album of the year is Camila's XOXO. I absolutely love it. I feel like a lot of people hated it or just didn't see the vision, but I saw the vision. My number 4 album of the year is the Wicked soundtrack, which has been very recently released, and I didn't expect it to go within my top 5 right away. My number 3 is The Tortured Poets Department. I love it so much. My number 2 is Eternal Sunshine by Miss Ariana Grande. I personally think it is her best album that she has released so far in her music career, which I know is very controversial, but my number 1 album of the year is Sabrina Carpenter's Short and Sweet. Just everything about the era, ever since she started with Espresso onwards, has been just hit after hit after hit, and I'm so proud of her. And then on the side, I added, you know, my top songs of 2024. And again, I'll go backwards with this. My number 10 is 360, and number 9 is Die With A Smile. Number 8 is I Love It. Number 7 is Guilty As Sin. Number 6 is a bar song, Tipsy. My number 5 is Birds of a Feather. Number 4 is We Can't Be Friends. Number 3 is Good Luck Babe. Number 2 is Please Please Please. And my number 1 is Espresso. And I feel like that shouldn't be a surprise, really. Okay, next slide is my top 3 shows of 2024. And I haven't really watched a lot of shows or movies this year. So again, I'll go backwards from this. So my number 3 is the live action version of The Last Airbender that was on Netflix. I'm surprised how much I actually enjoyed it. My number 2 show is the Fallout series on Prime. And my number 1 show of 2024 is Shogun, coming off from my trip to Japan that I did, where I spent a few days in Tokyo. I was all about like everything like Japanese and like Imperial Japan and just like shoguns and samurais and all that cool stuff. I was such on a high with that, and then this show released, and like that just continued my obsession with all that kind of stuff. If you guys don't know, I just absolutely love period pieces, so to speak, and this has got to be one of my favorite shows ever, especially showcasing Japanese culture. Definitely cried a handful of times. If you know, you know. Okay, my next one is my top 3 movies of 2024, which again, I have not watched any. I don't think I watched that many movies this year, or movies that I enjoyed. I watched a lot of movies that were released years prior. My number 2 favorite movie is Gladiator 2, which in all honesty, it is not as good as the first Gladiator. Like, I felt like it was entertaining enough, so I was entertained. I didn't really connect with this movie as much as the first movie. But my number 1 movie of 2024 is Wicked Part 1. I was absolutely blown away. Like, again, I didn't see the musical before. Granted, I know all about The Wizard of Oz and whatever, but just the musical itself, I was just really interested. And there have been a handful of times this year where I could get the chance to see it, but I just refrained it because I knew I just wanted to feel it in the theater, and that's exactly what I did. Cynthia and Ariana, as well as everyone else in the cast, are amazing, and I cannot wait to see part 2 in theaters next year in 2025. And then that leads us into the very last slide for my Instagram slides, and that is a thank you to everyone for making my 2024 my most successful year yet. The support I have gotten from you all, whether it be through a comment, a message, a like, or even just a view, it all means so much going into the new year. And speaking of the new year, I cannot wait to continue to take you on all my adventures that I've been on. Next stop, 2025. And I feel like that's very true, because with this channel and Frassix overall, you guys are the main focus of it. You guys are why I do what I do and why I want to put out so much content and make it the best that I can be, you know, with editing or just visuals or promotion. It's all to entertain you guys. Sure, it's for me as well, because I love to just do graphic design and promotions, and I always love to go back and just see how much has changed since, you know, my earlier days of recording. But even more so for myself, it is for the people that support me, and that is you guys. So thank you guys so much for a successful year of Frassix in 2024. Again, there's so much stuff coming in 2025. You guys have no idea what is coming. There's gonna be more locations, more adventures, more videos, more vlogs, more content, even more content on Instagram, and I want to try and go on Twitter a lot more, and even TikTok, which I'm gonna be making a 2025 bucket list goals video, which I will be uploading very early, shortly after the new year. What is your favorite moment from Frassix in 2025? Let me know in the comments down below. I know at the time I'm recording this, there's not really too much content going on my YouTube or my Instagram, but again, the wait will be worth it, so stay tuned for that in 2025. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, all the usual things. Follow me on my social media accounts just to keep up with everything that I do. And this is pretty much going to be the last video for 2024 on this channel. So happy holidays and happy new year, and I cannot wait to see you guys in 2025. Till the next video, the wonder won't stop. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.